mean, think about all the comics that have come from that place that your mother built. What an amazing thing. I mean, so many comics over so long. So long. You know, I mean, it's like so many years.
Yeah, Don Barris is doing great over there, too. He does this Ding Dong show.
Nice.
Yeah, he's cool. So.
The thing about places like the store, too, is that it used to be Ciro's. It used to be another nightclub. It used to have, like, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis perform there, and, you know, all these celebrities. Like, there's experiences baked into the walls of that place.
Do you know how the whole store started, right?
Yeah.
You know, with my father and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, do you know a lot about my father?
Not too much.
Yeah, my father
was never around when I was around.
Yeah, but I'm talking about he wasn't. I mean, no one was around when he was around.
I mean, he was never around when I was there. So what I meant.
Yeah, no, meaning he started it. You know, he started it. He started it with his partner Rudy DeLuca, and they, they got the room and they developed it, and my mom got the store. But my dad, a lot of people don't know who he is and what he's about. If it wasn't for my father, no disrespect to my mother, but there wouldn't have been a comedy store. She might have found her way somewhere else, but he's the reason why they moved out to California. So he's the reason because of his career.
Right.
So my dad was guest starring on Sanford and Son. Sanford and Son, he played Brother Sam. He did a movie.
How many episodes did he do of that?
A couple. I mean, if you go on there, you could see Sammy Shore's
That's awesome.
Red Fox.
I love that show. I used to watch that show with
Oh,
my
it was the
grandfather.
best show. It was the best show.
Red Fox.
Oh, my God. Yeah, there he is.
Look
That's my
at
father.
That's amazing.
So I call my dad, I call my father like he took one for the team, meaning him and my mom never wanted to be together. So my mom got pregnant and had Scott, my oldest brother. And this was an accident, and they got married, and she didn't want to be with him, and he didn't want to be with her, but he just sucked it up. And he was in this relationship with this woman, my mother, that he never really wanted to be in. So he started acting and doing all that, and then he got, he was opening for Elvis, he was opening for, Sammy Davis, he was opening for, all these great comedians and or all these great entertainers, and he started it. He started the beginning of it.
Wow. And it was in the original.
Just
room.
the original room, yeah.
How many? It only seated less people back then, though, right?
Yeah.
It was like 94 people, I think.
I think it was like that, and they moved the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad, he took one for the team, for us.
Isn't it amazing if he didn't do that? If he didn't do that and didn't give the reins to your mother,
correct.
Who knows what the comedy world would look like? I mean, who knows if a guy like Kinnison ever gets off the ground?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like,
correct.
You need a place like that where it's a real artist workshop. I mean, that's a highfalutin term, but that's really what it is.
Well, that's what my mom was. That's why my mom had this natural instinct to develop comedians, because it was in her veins. So what would happen is my dad would. That's where my mom met my dad, is when he was performing in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. So my dad was the comedian for a month in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. He was a touring comic. And my mom started dating my father, and she got pregnant, and then he took off. And, that's when when the whole thing where they're going to have the kid. And what happened is my mom would type up my dad's jokes in the back. Would type up the jokes. This is funny. That's not funny. Try this. That's not good. And then give him pointers. So when my dad was always really nervous performing in front of my mom. So for instance, my dad got a shot on Ed Sullivan's show. That was a big deal for him after Barbra Streisand. So it was this big shot. My mom was like, he fucking blew it. He's nervous. He fucked it up. And it just made him more, this was part of the reason why I became an alcoholic.
Wow.
Was, being nervous, trying to make it. He would always kind of like, in her eyes, and if you Google my father, Ed Sullivan's show, Sammy Shore, you could see photos of him. But that was a big shot for him. Wow. And my mom says that he blew it. It's not happening.
Do you ever watch the
Yeah, I
clip?
have.